Peace, peace, family. Welcome to another edition of King Webb TV, and I am your host, King Webb. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody is well. I haven't talked to you guys in a minute, but I thought it was time for me to share my 2 cents and to share my 2 cents on what? We all know what's in the media today. But before I get into that, you know what I got to do. Toast to all my family, to all my friends, to all my fans. I hope all of you guys are safe, and I love you guys. Cheers to you all. Okay. Let's get into it. You know, when I say, and I say it all the time, I'm coming with those facts that crack you people's backs. What do I mean when I say that? When I say that, I'm coming with the facts that crack you people's backs. I mean, I'm telling you something that you don't know because you're not from the era that I'm from. So you can't possibly know what I'm talking about. I'm telling you stuff that is 100% real. Okay? And this is why I take it to y'all, because y'all people of today is living in the now. Okay? Y'all living in the now. You don't know nothing about the then. The then. The then means the past. Okay? Y'all living in the now. You don't know nothing about back then. Okay? Me personally, I'm from back then, but I'm still here living in the now. So when I tell you something from back then, you better listen to me because I know what I'm talking about. Okay? That's what that means. Facts that crack you people's backs. Okay, we got that out the way. Now, in some of my other videos, I've said to y'all, you don't know anything about your mother. Do y'all remember me saying that? Okay. Y'all remember me saying that. I'm going to tell you why I said that. Because you wasn't here. And when I say you wasn't here, I mean you was not on earth. So you can't possibly know what I know. If you wasn't born in the 60s, the 50s, or the 60s, you don't have no clue. You don't have no clue. Okay? Now, peep this. We all saw the video of what P. Diddy did to that poor girl. Am I right? Okay. Now we saw it. That video was appalling. Am I correct? It was disturbing. It was downright disgusting. It made complete no sense at all. It was like, yo, what is going on with you, bro? And he says he was from Harlem. Okay? He's from Harlem. He always say that. Harlem world, blah, 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 blah. Take that. You know, okay, now, here's a brother before you right now. I am from Harlem. Born and raised in Harlem. So I'm going to say to you, Diddy, I don't know what part of Harlem you lived in where they do stuff like that. I don't know. I don't know what part of Harlem you came from, bro. But I'm gonna say this: if you was from my era in Harlem back then, and you saw that, what do you think the men did? Let me tell you. When men did stuff like that back then, and trust me, they did. They did. When they did stuff like that, you have plenty of men. Before I even get to that part, let me say this. Sisters been saying men ain't shit for a very long time. Men is this, men is dogs, men ain't nothing, this, that, men is cowards, men is soft, all kinds of crazy stuff like that. But let me explain something to y'all. When you see stuff like that happened to Cassie, and nobody don't say nothing, well, today, I don't know why people ain't standing up, but back then, let me tell y'all something. It was plenty of men that stood up. Plenty of men that stood up behind that nonsense. But guess what, y'all? Guess what? A lot of the men that stood up against that kind of nonsense is in jail right now, today, for standing up for their sisters. I'm telling you something I know. I was there. I lived it. I lived through it. Okay? When you stood up for your moms or your sister or your daughter, what you are supposed to do, and you went to the extreme because a man did what you saw Puffy did to one of your sisters or your moms or your grandmother. Back then, of course, they were younger, and men took action against that type of stuff. You know what they labeled them men? Menace to society. And they locked those men up, and they gave them plenty of years just for doing the right thing. You understand what I'm saying? For doing the right thing. Because listen, if somebody did that to your daughter, I don't care who you are as a man. If somebody did that to your daughter, you automatically know what you're going to do. You know what you're going to do. And would you be right? Ask yourself, if a man did that to you, lady, and your dad or your brother or your uncle went against that dude and handled their business for what he done to you, should he be locked up for life for helping you? No, of course not. But guess what? Back then, that's what happened to you. So, that stopped men from helping. Okay? It's not that they soft and this and that. It don't mean that. No, that doesn't mean that at all. But if I help you from somebody stomping you out and stuff like that, and check it. There's men that's locked up today that came to a female's rescue that he didn't even know, because that is not right. And the cops came and locked him up because he beat that man's ass for what he saw him do to you. Is that right? That's how it was, y'all, back then. It's men in jail right now to this day doing life in prison because they saw somebody do what Puffy did to that girl, and they took a stand and they came to that girl's rescue and they took that bastard out. Okay? They took that bastard out. So, all that nonsense about men this and men that, men this, now you know why men is not standing up, because it's just not worth them going to jail or to prison for life. Okay? Now, I'm a dad from back then. I don't give a damn about going to jail. Okay? You do that to one of my daughters or one of my sisters or my mama, man, listen, I'm scared to death. I am scared to death. But you know why I'm scared? I'm scared about what I'm getting ready to do. Every single creature on earth defend their children. Every creature, okay? Every insect, every creature, every animal, everything that's put on this earth defends their children. It's an automatic. It's an automatic. You are supposed to defend your children no matter what. You cannot let no one do that type of stuff to anybody in your family. It's as simple as that. If consequences come behind it, then so be it. But I'll be damned if I see that and it was one of my daughters or my mama or my sister. I don't have a choice, y'all. I don't have a choice. I don't know about you, bro, but dad, uncle, brother, son, coming. I'm coming. I don't care how many bodyguards you have. I don't care who is on your payroll. There is nothing on earth that's going to stop me from getting to that ass because of what I saw you do to one of my sisters. No, I can't. I can't. It's a God-given thing inside of me, whatever it is, to protect my family. I don't have to be living with you. I don't have to be involved with you. But if you have any of my children, any of them, male or female, and if anything happens to any one of them, Dad is coming. That's just how it is. That's just how it is. Even if you are a stepdad and you involved with that woman, and that woman has children, and you are the male in that household, you have to protect those children as well. You understand? That is your job. If you take on that woman and she has children, that is your job. That woman came with package. If you accept that woman, you accept her children as well. Okay? That's just how it goes. And you have to protect them just as much is you protect that woman that you are with. It's as simple as that. It's a must. There is no, if that ain't the case, then you leave that woman and her children alone. But if you take on that responsibility, that is your job as a male. Now let me really give you all some facts back cracking. In the 50s and the 60s, y'all, what you saw Diddy did to that girl, do you know that happened to your mother? That happened to your grandmother? See, you kids of today that's living in the now don't know. That's why I said to you guys, you don't know your mother. You don't. You don't know grandma. You don't know them. They will never tell you that stuff happened to them. But guess what, y'all? It did. It did. How do I know? I was there. I saw it with my own eyes. I was a child. I saw women get beat like that. So to see what Diddy did to Cassie, believe it or not, y'all, that wasn't no shock to me. It wasn't no shock to me. That's something I've seen. Welcome to my world and my era. Imagine being in that era when it was like that. I saw it every day. Every day. That's just how it was. Back then, in the 50s and the 60s and early 70s, it was something called pimping. All right? Men pimping women. This is real stuff. This is real stuff. This is what was going on back then. Who were the women back then getting pimped out? I want you to think about that. Who were the women back then getting pimped out? It was your mama. It was your sister. It was your grandma. And when you did not do what those men told you to do, not asked you to do, told you to do, and you didn't do it, what you saw Diddy did to Cassie, that's what they did to your moms and your grandma and your sister. Trust me. That's how it was back then. So when you young women that's in the now start talking all that shit, you don't have a clue what you're talking about. Okay? You're independent women, and you can't even fathom that happening to you. You can't. You know, it's appalling. It was appalling back then for me as a child seeing that crap. But what could I do? But what I'm telling you is, that's what I saw. That's how it was. You don't want to believe it. You don't have to believe it. I'm telling you facts. Your mama and your grandmama and your oldest sister, if she was born anywhere in the 50s or the 60s, trust me, bro, it happened to them, and they will never tell you that. They will take that story to their grave because it was foul. Okay? Who wants to share that? Who wants to share that part of their history? No one. No one wants to share that. That's why women be quiet. Some women don't even bounce back from that type of abuse. but it was rampant back then. But seeing Diddy do that today and nobody did anything, I blame every single man that was in Diddy camp that saw Diddy do what he did to that poor girl and other girls and didn't say nothing. All of y'all is a bunch of cowards. I don't care how much money you was paying me. If I'm your bodyguard, there is no way I wouldn't stood there and watch you do that kind of shit to a young lady. No way. You just gonna have to fire me. But there is no way I could have stood there and watched you do what you was doing to these women. No way. I don't care how much you pay me. Because if you are security for a person and a person have a party, you are security for each and every person in that event. You are not just security for him. Okay? It's his party. Everyone in that vineyard, Diddy and his security are responsible for everybody in there. It's your job as security to make sure everyone is safe at all times. At all times. That's your job. So when you allow that type of stuff to happen under your watch, Gene spilling the beans all over it, you were there. You are telling us you were there. What did you do? Nothing. You didn't do nothing. So don't get on the air now and saying, yeah, I saw Diddy do this. I saw Diddy do that. What did you do? Did you call the cops? Did you help the poor child? Did you stop him from doing this crap that you saw him do? No, you did not. So don't get on the air now and start talking all that crap. I'm not feeling that. You didn't help that poor child. You didn't help her. But I bet you would have helped her if that was your daughter. I bet you wouldn't have let Diddy do that crap to your daughter. Bet that. And that's a fact. So I don't want to hear none of that crap y'all saying. And poor Cassie, I don't know if you got a daddy, or if you got brothers, or if you got uncles. I don't know. But if you do, and none of them stood up for you, sweetie, they a bunch of punk asses too. All of them. Because let me tell you something, Cassie. If you was my sister, sweetie, or you was my daughter, sweetie, you wouldn't even see no Diddy. Diddy would have been gone a long time ago if that was my child. So Cassie, listen, sweetie, I'm glad you finally got the courage to stand up. I'm glad that the world finally got to see exactly what you were saying that he did to you, sweetheart. You know, I feel for you. I'm with you 1,000%. You know what I'm saying? No one deserved that type of treatment, baby. You hear me? No one. No matter what. I don't care what a woman say. Yes, a woman can get under a man's skin. Yes, she can. But to go to that extreme, you don't care about a sister. And you got daughters. And you got a mama. Bruh, what's up with that? You know why he did that stuff? Nobody checked him. They were afraid to check him. They were afraid to lose their job. But as a man, a human man, how could you allow him to do that? No matter what he was paying you. No matter what he was paying you. You stop that, bro. Even if it cost you your job, bro. You make sure that she won't get beat up like that while you there. Okay? Now if he fire you and you gone, that's what it is. Okay? That's what it is. But not under my watch, bro. I can't. No, there is no way I would have let you did that to no one, no female. If I was your security, or I was your friend, or I was one of your artists, there is no way I could have stood by and let you do that to a sister, man. It would have been some furniture moving. Believe me, it would have been some furniture moving. If I was at any one of those parties or any of that crap, it would have been some furniture moving because I don't play that, man. I don't play that. I have daughters, I have sisters. I love them to the fullest. To the fullest. If you a sister, I love you. I don't gotta know you. I love my sisters, all of y'all. There is no way I could stand around and people be like, mind your business, mind. No. Not if I see you slam her to the ground and kick her, there is no way I'm minding my business. I don't give a damn if that's your wife. I'm jumping in. I don't know that woman, but I'm not going to let you do that to her. I'd rather for you to fight me. I'll take that punishment for her. You want to fight? Let's fight. That's how you feel? Let's get it on, bro. Let's get it on. But you take out all that frustration on me. I'm going to fight you back, though. I'm going to fight you back, man. But I'm not going to let you do that to her. I can't. It's just not in my nature. So, I want you ladies to think about everything I said. When you say, man, it's this, man, ain't that. There are some brothers that stood up back then against that type of abuse to a woman. And they now doing life in prison. But they took a stand. And if your mama or your sister or your grandma from back then, back in the days in the 50s and 60s, trust me, I guarantee it happened to them. They did. They're just not talking about it. They buried it in their memory, in the back of their minds. But trust me, that's how it was back then. And Diddy is stuck in that era because no one checked him. Okay? So there are plenty of good brothers out there. I'm one of them. You better not do that type of stuff around me. I'm not having it. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. You is not stomping no woman around me. It just can't happen. I'm not going to let it happen. I'll take that to my grave. If I got to die from you stomping the sister out, from me stopping you from stomping the sister out, that's a good price to pay. In my opinion, that's a good price to pay. And I don't have no problem paying that price with my life. So here's to you, Cassie, for standing up, my sister. Listen, I don't know you and you don't know me. Okay? But I hope you see this. And I want to say to you, I love you, sister, for standing up for yourself. And it's about time the world have seen your pain. This is your boy, King Webb. And I'm signing off. Sisters, if this type of stuff is happening to you, let somebody know. Okay? Let them know, and it'll be handled, and you'll be just fine. I love you guys. Thank you guys for listening, okay? Y'all stay up. Peace.